Tonight on Collective Stupidity. The gang goes to war. We are at DEFCON 1.
Are we talking like
nuclear war
in the
is
Middle East,
imminent or has already begun. Robert gets doxxed.
I'm not doxing myself like that.
Okay.
So.
It's the
No!
And Samuel digs a hole.
It was honestly more like a shit isosceles triangle. It was not. We did a really bad job. I'm not.
Is that the
gonna
title
lie.
of the podcast right there? Shit, I saw these triangle.
Dominic, I want you to know, it is 11. We are supposed to be recording, and you are just now going to get your coffee.
It's fine.
Never
It's fine. Sam isn't here
disregard
yet.
the fact that Samuel is not here, and that's already an issue, and he will be reprimanded for this. But for the love of God, Dominic, I want to start an episode on time. At least, I know we're not at Saturdays at 12 anymore. I know we're not going to get that time slot back, at least until, like, next semester, maybe. But, like, I know we're not going to record at a regular time. I just want us to record at a time, on time, regular. Like, I just want once, Dominic. Once, please.
Okay. I'm very sorry, Jacob, but I need my coffee.
I'm not saying don't get your coffee. I'm saying get it
I'll be
beforehand.
back in a second.
Oh, I'm gonna lose my mind.
Hey, Dominic.
I appreciate
You feeling dead inside, Dominic?
Am I what?
Dead inside.
I got coffee.
He's got coffee.
I got coffee.
So he's good. He's good, all things considered.
That's all you need to know, really.
Are you feeling dead inside, Dominic? I got coffee.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if you can hear, but like my washer's having like a stroke right now.
No, we can't hear that.
I can't
Okay,
hear it
good.
at all. No. I would have no idea until you brought it up, but now I just know that you're not prepared for this podcast.
Oh,
I'm
says
prepared.
you, Mister. I had to leave
No,
for coffee.
I have like a list and a separate document.
Robert wasn't even supposed to be
thing.
here until like half an hour ago. I don't want to fucking hear
Yeah,
it,
this is true.
Dominic.
This is true. I didn't need to plan be prepared for this episode until like an hour, like half an hour ago.
Let's get fucking started. Come
Yeah,
on, let's go. Time is money.
Jesus Christ. Okay. Anyways. I'm not used to that enthusiasm out of you. Okay.
What?
Time is money. Let's go, go, go. Like you're not usually that rushed. I got startled for a minute.
Storming the beaches of Normandy.
Yeah, I know. It's not that serious, man. It's a podcast.
Go!
All right.
Look, man, I have nothing. Like, I'm gonna talk about Mint Mobile in a second, man. Like, I assure you, there's nothing interesting about to happen.
Well, you speak for yourself. I'm the most prepped I think I've ever been for a podcast episode. I got a lot
Oh
to
my
talk
God.
about
Oh my
today.
God.
I got plans.
Okay.
Call me Dutch Vanderland the way I be planning. You know what I'm saying?
Still doesn't work.
You know what?
Still
Oh, it
doesn't
works. It works.
Oh.
Arthur, we need money. Anyways. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Collective Stupidity podcast, the only podcast that, I don't know, it does something. It's the only podcast that, I forgot the, or just Collective Stupidity if you're short on time. I forgot that part. This whole intro has been a total disaster for me. I'll be honest with you. It's really fallen apart.
You know, I reckon
Since-
you're gonna cut this out of me do it, but you won't cut out my bits, will you?
No, you know I'm keeping this in. I do not give I do not give an F, Dominic. I do not give an F. I will keep this in, and you will see it in the final edit. I guarantee you. But before we
Keep
get
in mind. Keep in mind. This is the most prepared he has been for a podcast episode. And he's bungled it already.
listen,
I
it's the
understand that
intro.
pause, though.
It's the intro. I fucked up the intro, but the intro has been dog shit since day one because the intro I have been recycling the same intro I wrote for episode 1, and I've been putting it onto every episode. The intro was supposed to be different every episode, but I got lazy on episode 2 and I didn't change it, so it just carried through. So ignore the intro. I have not touched the intro since episode 1. That's not what I'm prepared about. What I am prepared about is 2 quick items of housekeeping that we must get to before we get to topics today.
Yeah.
The first item of housekeeping, it is the end of the semester for us now. For the audio listeners, it was last week, last episode, but it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what they think. It matters what we think. And it's the end of the semester, and I think That's a beautiful thing, and I think we should celebrate that.
We fucking did it.
Yeah.
It is true. The semester. I'll tell you one thing. The semester ended, and I actually didn't. I usually at the end of the semester, I have sort of feeling of wow, it's over, and I didn't have that this time. It ended, and I thought to myself, I should be doing something now, and I'm not.
Yo, same actually. Like for some reason, I couldn't get out of work mode. I don't know why.
I think a piece of it is I'm taking some summer classes here, but they don't start till June. And so for this gap here, I'm just doing my job and then a bunch of projects.
But yeah, end of the semester, that's a big deal, because at least for me, this podcast has been a thing since week 1 of the semester for me. So it's a little bit of a personal milestone.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Very
Excellent
proud of
work
you.
there.
Thank you.
We love you, man.
Thank you. I did bring that up with the expectation of praise. So I thank you for completing that contractual obligation.
I want to be praised. Frankly, if I'm not praised, there will be issues.
If I'm not praised, I just like
this
jump
is
off
not
a cliff.
praised.
Jump off of a cliff. Jump off a cliff.
But yeah, so I figured, looking back, because I rewatched a little bit of episode 1 in preparation for something that I'm gonna get to in a second, but I realized that the first ever bit that we did on this podcast was me talking about my textbook incident with
Oh, no way. One of my things today is to talk about my textbook.
Really?
Oh, go on.
That's crazy. It's a short thing. It's just an addendum that I mentioned I got a textbook. I got 2 textbooks for I accidentally bought twice. I just want to add on, I have not looked at that textbook once. So I paid for 2 textbooks that I did not look at the entire semester.
Yeah, it's not good.
It happens. That's pretty standard for textbooks, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be $85.
Yeah. So I'm not thrilled about that, but it is what it is.
It is what it is.
I need to complain about textbooks. This is a must. This is a must.
Yeah. Do you want to do it now, real quick, or wait for your?
Yeah, I'll make this quick. I'll make this brief.
Okay.
Actually, this does tie back in because I think the first bit was on your textbook. I'm pretty sure that was the first bit we talked about. But I took a textbook out this semester. It was radio, intro to radio, whatever it was, for class, right?
Yep.
Oh yeah. Oh my god, dude.
And
we all got the. I know where this is going.
I did use it, but I left it in my apartment in my house, right? And I totally slipped my mind that it's a rental. I thought I bought it, but I didn't. It's a rental, and I had to return it. And the bookstore never emailed me ever. And it turns out that is my fault because I blocked the bookstore on my email. I do not want to get 8 emails a week about, we have 25% off on stickers. I don't care. So I blocked them.
I do not give a fuck.
I do not give a fuck.
So look, I go off to Cleveland, right? I'm in Cleveland for a wedding, right? And I get an email, and this is legit. I'm going to pull up the email. I have a timestamp here. All right. This is at 3:20 a.m. in the morning. I get an email. Your rental is overdue. Dear Dominic, unfortunately, we have no records of you returning your textbook rental to the bookstore by the due date. However, we're giving you one final opportunity to return your textbook without incurring any fees if you return your books to the bookstore within 2 days. Now, this is Sunday at 3:20 a.m.
Yeah.
2 days from Sunday at 3:20 a.m. is Monday at 3:20 a.m. And I should point out that at no point in that gap is the bookstore open.
Maybe they meant as in business days.
No, because this morning I got an email at 9:32 a.m. Your account will be charged. You have not returned your textbook. We will attempt to charge your credit card in 3 days.
Oh my god,
That's when you close your credit card. Close your credit card.
Freeze your accounts. Freeze them.
How are they going to charge you if there's no account to charge?
They're going to charge me $61.45 to replace the textbook, plus an additional $6.15 for a non-returning processing fee.
Oh, that's crazy.
Oh my god.
You see, I have the same issue minus the emails. I have to go back. Quite literally after this recording, I have to go return that exact same book because I forgot to do it during finals week. The only difference is that I didn't get any emails. Now, whether or not they decided to not email me and are just charging me without my knowledge, that remains to be seen.
Well, I don't actually know because when the bookstore got shut down, right? They're having the whole remodel because Barnes & Noble's bankrupt. They're pulling out. And so I kind of thought they just lost the records or something. That's why they haven't got back to me. So a little bit is on me. But I should point out that the bookstore is no longer open. It's not open today. The last day of operation was last Friday.
Well, you should still
Oh my God.
you should still be able to go in because my girlfriend quite literally, let's see, she texted me at 10:18, textbook return success. So the bookstore is open. They
Oh,
just
is it?
have it's
Okay.
yeah, it's just half of that room is
It's
like
just gone,
sealed
yeah.
off.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna try it after the show. I'm gonna run Buzz down there. Well, Buzz down. That's an hour away, but I'll go over there and see if I can return it. But I suspect I won't be able to.
Yeah, let me just pop in and out real quick.
I just
like
wanna
an
put it
hour
on
and
the
a half
record.
later.
On the record for all of America to know that this bookstore told me that I had to return a book at a time where the store wasn't open, and then charged me
just-
for not doing that. I want
You
you to
should just
understand.
bro- you
I
should
want
just
you to
broken
understand.
in.
Yeah,
I
you
want
should
you
have
to
just thrown a
understand.
rock through the window.
This is bullshit.
In the simplest terms, this is fuck.
This is bullshit.
I wanted to get it off my chest. I'm good now.
Oh gosh.
That,
Dang.
that is insane.
I might just keep the book. I mean, I don't actually. Why would I keep the book? I don't like the book. If they won't give it, if they won't,
Yeah, and
refund
I don't even think the class is gonna be taught next semester. So what are you gonna do? Sell to somebody?
I was gonna sell it back to the bookstore. Was my other option in the fall when I get back. He's gonna do that, but the class isn't offered. There's no sense doing that. They won't take it.
They'll laugh you out of the building.
They will. They will.
They will
That's
laugh
it.
you. Hey.
I'm never using the bookstore. I'm gonna be like my dad now. My dad's like this too. Well, every so often he'll get like slightly annoyed at a restaurant and be like,
And
"You know
just
what? That's
completely
it.
boycott it. Yeah,
I am
I've done
never
that.
gonna go here again." Like we've done that. There's a Taco Bell over in Penfield. We were there one time and they messed up my dad's order. Well, I don't know how they did this, but it was like a burrito, but they wrapped it inside out. And I
What? That's
my dad's like, how the
impossible.
fuck am I supposed to eat this? It's covered in shit. I can't pick this up. It's all got tomatoes. That's it. We're never coming back. That was 2008. He has
listen-
never been back.
From what you've said about your dad, I did not expect Taco Bell to be the establishment he chose to
Yeah,
boycott.
so we went to Taco
It
Bell.
was some Mexican place that had burritos. It was the burrito was like it was just like smashed to bits. It was like really wasn't folded properly. It was all covered in like crap. There's no way you could pick it up getting your hands sticky. And just like me, my dad is we don't like getting our hands dirty at all. We have freaks like that. So it was unusable.
Right.
It was
Unusable.
It was unusable.
There you go.
He has never been back.
That's
Good God.
Years, in like 12 years.
crazy.
I mean, there are
You gotta-
justifiable reasons to like boycott an establishment.
Yeah,
Like
I don't know
You know.
if that's one of them personally, but
Oh, they
Like-
they
like,
messed up.
that's
They messed
not-
up wrapping my. They messed up
They
wrapping
messed
my
up my
burrito.
that's not good. But like, I don't know if like I would boycott a restaurant over it. But maybe that's just me.
I mean, it makes me feel better. His boycott's doing nothing. I mean, let's be honest. He only went there 3 times a year.
Fair.
Yeah.
Oh God.
But yeah, so I do have some unfortunate news though for housekeeping item number 2. Ladies and gentlemen, we are at war.
That's it. Yes, it's war.
We are in
Oh,
a
God.
moment of crisis. We are at death. We are at DEFCON 1.
Okay.
Oh, that's how you know shit's real.
We
We're
are
at
at
DEFCON 1.
We are at DEFCON 1.
Are we talking like
Nuclear
actual
war
politics in the
is
Middle East, or are
imminent
we just
or
not?
has already begun.
No.
Maximum readiness, immediate response. We are at a
Embrace.
cocked pistol.
I guarantee you, it's gonna be like, oh, one of my friends like said that the podcast was mid.
No. That would be funny, but no.
That's exactly.
That's not where this is going. That is funny, but that's not where this is going.
Jacob, be honest with me.
Yep.
Did say "oh okay" one too many times?
God, that's really funny, but it's only funny to us. Damn
Did
it.
somebody else
Yeah,
tell you
unfortunately.
tonight? Was that another? Did somebody else tell you that?
Tonight,
They war and
Tonight.
attack all of
I
humanity.
pushed Jacob off the
Oh
edge.
fuck. No. What happened was, so we have competition. We have competition,
Oh, here we
gentlemen.
go.
So I have in my general life, I have sort of phases in what I watch on YouTube. And occasionally there's like an interwar period where I'm not like in a certain like I'll just watch any random thing that pops up on my recommended. And so my recommended feed gets very varied. But I had a legendary algorithm poll yesterday that came across my desk. I discovered, and I'm going to put this in the chat for you guys.
I don't like where this is going.
I discovered the Milk House podcast.
What the fuck is this?
Which is a goated name for a podcast, I must say. But
our podcast, if it was good.
Well, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. We are technically the senior to Milk House podcast by 1 day. Our first episode was uploaded February 28th. Their first episode was uploaded March 1st.
So clearly they are copying us. There's no question about it.
Yeah, so clearly they saw us and they thought,
how dare they do a podcast where people talk to each other about mundane things? This is an original idea that we came up with. It definitely didn't take from anywhere else.
Well, you say the thing is though, they are much more successful than we are. If you go to the channel and you look at the view counts, the most viewed episode is 390 views. Compared to, I think,
unusual numbers, right? Because if you look at them, right, the view rates vary immensely.
They do, which is odd.
From like 22 to into 300s, and this doesn't make any sense. You should be what you're looking for is consistent viewership. That must be more important than peak viewership.
Yes,
right?
But the fact that
you can assume that the first episode has the most views because it's the first episode, and the algorithm treats the first of the YouTube channel differently than the rest.
You would assume that, but ours doesn't do that either, Dominic.
That is true.
Ours has fluctuations. I think it's just the fluctuations get bigger as your peak views go up, and it's like proportional. But I was watching. I stumbled upon this, and I watched like the first 4 or so episodes, and I have a little notes about it. So it follows our core cast of James, Stephanie, Kyle, and Jorge, who are.
I call Jorge.
Who are
so besides Jorge being Sam, who is everyone else?
Hold on, what are the names?
So it's James, Steph, Jorge, Kyle. James is like the host, kind of like the host they have, so that's probably me.
Okay.
What it comes down to though is it comes down to who is. Well, one, it comes down to who's the girl, obviously, but it also comes down to which one of you two is more fucking stupid. Because no offense,
Robert.
no offense, no offense, no offense, no offense to the. You've said it before. No offense to the. You called him brain dead like an episode or 2 ago.
I may have.
Yeah. No offense. No offense to the Milk House crew, but Kyle does not seem like the brightest bunch. Whatever. So anyways,
Sharpest knife in the drawer.
It is not the sharpest knife in the drawer, but that's regardless. These guys are like 30s-ish, and I've gone back and forth on if they're also college students. I feel like they might because they mention campus a few times. They're in a physical studio with each other, which is interesting. I don't know where you would get that if you're a small podcast other than like a campus.
Yeah.
They're also
they rent it out.
They could,
rent
but
it out
that's a lot of money for something with no returns.
137 subscribers.
Yeah. It's based in Indiana.
Maybe they're all just
I believe.
loaded rich. They're all like
Indiana.
Jeff Bezos and just giving $1,000 each.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
No, so it's Indiana based.
Float some of that shit our way. We'll be happily. We can do some agreements here.
So, but based in Indiana, and they are currently. This is good for us. They are currently off air until June 8th. That is the point. That is the point. They come back with video on YouTube and TikTok. Go check it out. It is actually genuinely a pretty good podcast. We probably shouldn't be promoting another brand because you should be watching us and only us. But if you are watching something else, it's not a bad listen.
Could you repeat that date to me just one more time? They're going to be out until when?
On June 8th, they're coming back to podcasting with video, and they're going to be doing that on YouTube and TikTok.
So we have 2 weeks to beat them out, basically.
So this means, gentlemen, what this means is we need to ramp up our production value. Okay? This
Okay.
is I'm talking immediate escalation. After this episode, I'm going to begin war planning. We're going to figure out plans. We're going to figure out schemes. Call us Dutch Vanderland the way we're going to be scheming to beat these people.
All right.
Anyway,
Call us
here's
Arthur
something-
Morgan, the way we're gonna get shot in the face.
Here's something that I have noticed quite immediately that they have over us. Is that one? You said that they are physically recording in an
Yeah.
actual studio.
that is big.
Yeah, yeah, we don't do that. And they also have like seasons. Like if you go onto their YouTube channel,
Yes.
one day ago, a big announcement for season 2.
Yes.
They don't have that.
Season 2 is, and this is another reason I think they might be college students, because like this corresponds with like the end of the semester where they might not be able to get into the studio.
That's why I thought like June was so early to come back. I thought they'd come back in September because I reckon they all live in different states and then they converge to one campus.
Well, I mean, they could just be like, friend. Like, I mean, look at us.
You know
There's
what might
like
happen?
there's like a
If
gap
next-
of like 45 minutes.
If the
between
next
us.
episode they are not in a studio and they do it like we do, we can be pretty sure that they live in different parts of the world and they commune into the same campus.
Well, I know for a fact that at least Jorge has some sort of commute because they've remoted him in a few times.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Did you say they're 30-ish? Like every single one?
Yeah.
of them? That means they're like late college. Are they like grad students?
That's the thing, because like I know for a fact they're 30s-ish, like 30, like low to mid 30s, because they talk about like growing up during the 90s, right?
holy shit, what?
Right.
I didn't
yeah.
grow during the 90s.
Yeah, I know. Like they're in elementary school in the 90s, so that means like early 90s, late 80s. You'd have to be born. But like they've mentioned campus enough, and they've mentioned class enough. And, like, also the fact that they're gone until the 8th.
Early June.
Yeah, it just doesn't add up. Because, like, that's probably when summer class... Because you're taking the summer classes in, like, June, right, Tom?
Yeah, that's right. So you asked me right when I took a giant sip of my coffee, and I had to come to the bit there.
Sorry. But, yeah, so I think... I know for a fact they're in their 30s, and I believe they also are college students.
That
But
makes
I don't know
interesting.
how that would work. Because some of them, like, at least one or two of them are married, which is, I don't know. I think it's weird seeing people over the age of 27 in college. What are you laughing
Could
at?
they be?
You know it's a good relationship. You know it's a good marriage when you can watch your husband do shit like this, and they go, that's okay. that's how you chose a good one. If they're okay with that.
There you go. Hey.
I
the
think they agree with
two
you.
of
I think
us.
one thing they do that we don't, that actually may be beneficial for us to kind of dabble.
Yeah,
in.
we're stealing. Yeah, let's start stealing from them.
Well, I don't think this is. Well, I mean, let's not get ahead of ourselves here. We're not exactly thieves here, but they would do shorts where they take a snip of the podcast.
They do.
I noticed that as well.
and then produce that as a little piece. And I don't think that's a bad idea because if I have no idea about this podcast and I see the first video is an hour and a half long,
Yeah.
I am never going to click on it. But I might click on like a 2-minute bit that says like, look at this fun conversation about a monkey. Like, oh yeah, let's try that. If I like the personality, that's what would make me actually listen to the podcast.
Yeah, and that is something I have I intended to do from the start, but just fucking
It's kind of what I was hoping my
everything-
little animated thing I'm working on would end up becoming. It would just be
Yeah.
snippets of the best parts of the podcast, animated and easy to way to digest. It's short. But that may not be ready for like 3 weeks. So that might not be-
Yeah, no,
that might not be ready.
when I say we're ramping up production and stuff, that is largely what I mean. I do intend
Oh,
that.
I see. All this considered, we might want to actually consider like having a break, like doing a season by season thing. I mean, I was okay just running through the year having this.
I don't think it's necessary. I
You
I
don't think
like
so?
seasons.
I
I'm
don't.
gonna be honest. I bet you the seasons make no difference.
Yeah,
I've
seasons.
mean,
never
'cause-
listened to a podcast and be like, oh wow, the seasons? Oh man, they're professional.
Yeah.
I've never had that thought.
I would say the closest you would. I think the closest you can get to seasons that like I would be happy with is like you do every year you restart a season. So like season 1 would be 2025, season 2 2026, like that type of thing. But I don't think they're necessary.
Yeah. I think we should do
Yeah.
seasons, but are completely arbitrary. So we just decided randomly. Right? Like, we have season 1 and season 2 is a week long, and then season 3 is like 5 years. There's no rhyme or reason. It's just, yeah, we just how we felt.
So then, could I get a vote? Can we like all collectively just decide that this is episode 1 of season 2, like just right now, right at this moment?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Season
Okay.
2 starts now.
Yes.
Yeah, then we could just say, yeah, look at us. We started season 2 before you.
Yeah, there you go.
You gotta do that.
Alright,
They do actually have. This is something. They also have a website, and I'm gonna pull it up right now, where you can contact them. And I'm tempted to put in, as the official Collective Stupidity account, I'm tempted to put in, "We see you, we are watching," or something like that.
That would be really, really funny. And you should not do this. But if you did, I would co-sign that.
Yeah.
I did.
Co-sign that too.
I would co-sign that.
I would co-sign that.
Alright, so
Yeah,
next
we gotta get on top of
Alright,
that.
so for the next episode, who's gonna pull up with every single one of their personal information?
Yeah, who's gonna dox the Milkhouse crew next episode? But
we'll leave it to
You know what, gents? I'm gonna leave them an email. Just hold on. I'm gonna leave them an email.
Yeah, he's gonna leave him an email at.
No, I'm gonna pull up my doxing email. I gotta input that is.
Sorry, I'm sorry. Come again, your doxing email?
his
I have
email
multiple
you
emails.
for
I have one
doxing
simply
people.
just for fun.
Oh my god. We're gonna dox you. What were you saying, Jacob? You had
I'm really. I think it's interesting. I'm so glad I discovered this yesterday because it makes me feel so good to have a rival. Because
it does.
I don't know if you guys remember this when I pitched the original podcast to you.
What a lopsided rivalry!
I know. But I made that present. You guys remember that presentation I made for you when I pitched the podcast?
Yes.
Yeah.
One of my goals for that was to have a better podcast than did. So we've technically had a rivalry, and I'm saying that in massive air quotes because you guys didn't know about it, and it's also a defunct podcast. So we've won ever since we've had 2 episodes, but that's neither here nor there. Yeah. So get fucked.
There you go. Get fucked. Yeah. And I don't even know you, but get fucked anyway.
That's what you get for not airing my episode, you dick. Anyways,
it is kind of weird though. One last thing about the Milk House podcast before we wrap up house cleaning, unless you had anything else to add. They have exactly 12 episodes.
They do.
Just like us.
They do. They are literally on the same schedule. They are. It's actually, but I tried to put it down to a schedule because at one point they said they had they're coming out every Wednesday, and then it was every Monday,
right.
And now it seems the latest episodes are happening Saturday or Sunday. It alternates sometimes, which is odd.
Wow.
But
kind of like ours, right? Kind of our fucked up schedule.
No, our
podcast releases 8 a.m. every Friday. I'm talking release.
Oh, release. Okay.
Yes.
8 a.m. every Friday. Yes. Not recording.
Yeah, recording time.
Recording times vary greatly.
Yeah.
So well, is that? I think we'll keep an eye out. We'll replace Dom's Papal Corner with Jake's Milkhouse Corner, and we'll follow up with our new enemy.
The Milk House stalking session.
Stalking session. Sorry, Dom. Papal Corner was great, but it's over now.
Yeah, the Papal Corner was good.
I'm gonna leave an email for them. I just want to make sure I have the right password here.
Can we get one final Dom's Papal Corner, please?
Yeah, roll the Dom's Papal Corner right now.
Dom's Papal Corner. What? Just give me 45 seconds. Do Robin's bit first. We'll get back to me.
Wait, my bet. Okay.
No, well, okay. I don't think he was listening to anything that just happened, but that's neither here nor there.
He's sending them an email. He's focused on Milk House. Yeah. Okay, should we jump into the segments?
I'm gonna have to fucking save this goddamn presentation for another fucking episode. I'm gonna lose my goddamn mind. This topic that I had, I didn't expect any of my housekeeping to take this long, but so I can't do my topic now because we just don't have the time for it. I have had this presentation, this idea for this corner for fucking close to maybe 4 weeks now, and I have to wait another goddamn week to do it now, and I'm gonna lose my mind. Okay, so we'll move on with Robert's bit, and then once that's done, then we'll check back in with Dom's email.
All right.
You can face things up and we position things in the show. Fine.
Yeah.
All right.
It's not like I made explicitly clear what the order is and always should be in the last episode or anything, but it's fine.
Yeah, that's kind of why I got thrown off. Okay, so am I clear to take the floor?
Yes, please take the floor, Robert.
All right. People. We see people every day. Am I right or am I right?
You are so right. You are so
Yeah.
right.
I'm gonna kill you, Robert. I'm
Now,
gonna kill you.
now-
Whoa,
I
whoa,
think-
whoa! What are we doing,
Oh,
Samuel?
okay.
What are we doing? What is with this
What?
animosity?
Yeah.
The man's just started his bit. Give him a minute, God.
We see people every day. What?
It's a
Yeah,
okay,
build
no,
up.
you're right.
It's an intro. It's a
Okay,
hook.
all
Are
right.
you not hooked? Are you not intrigued?
Yeah, Sam, if you're the Jorge of our podcast now, you're not really doing him justice.
You're not. You're not. You're not. You're the Kyle
have
right
any-
now. You're the Kyle
Oh
right
my
now.
god. Okay. All right.
You're the
Fine.
Kyle
Fine.
right
Fine.
now.
Kyle will shut up. Go ahead. Continue. Kyle will shut up. Go for it. What do you got?
Okay. So, who here has or does work at a grocery store?
Oh.
I have worked at the grocery store. Yes, I've
yeah,
worked
I have
at
too.
for a year.
So, I
Uh,
think you're aware of how like absolutely fucking stupid people can be.
I'm amazed.
yes.
Yeah.
It's
So,
kinda
so
shocking.
I currently work at a grocery store. I'll keep it
Which one?
up.
Name
bleep
drop
that.
him. Name drop him.
Oh, I'm
And-
not name
and-
dropping my
No, name
employers 'cause
name
I'm
drop
gonna-
your employers and their location that you work at.
I'm not doxing myself like that.
Okay.
So,
It's the.
no.
Oh no! He's in danger.
Anyways, Robert,
So-
please continue.
So, most of the time I'm like on the self checkouts. So I think you can imagine the absolute lack of problem solving I see, especially from the older, less tech savvy people.
Mm.
Yes.
So
The
I wanted
decrepit old people.
yes.
There you
So
go.
there are some people that are just like incredibly stupid. And I'm just gonna list off like a ton of like instances. There was this one time. So have you ever been to a and you ever like look at a box TV and you see that they have like the electronic like anti-theft straps on them?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So the way we take those off is that we have like a magnetic key that we just have to like put up to the lock. You press a button and then it like falls off. But
Right.
being and everything being cheap, some of the locks really fucking suck. So you really got to go at it. You really got to like go at it. You spend like a couple minutes trying to take it off while the customer stares at you like you're a fucking idiot.
Right.
Well, there was this one time where, I was starting to struggle on it, and within 30 seconds, I watched the guy pull out a knife.
Okay. All right.
And cut the strap in front of me. And I don't know if you know this, but the strap isn't supposed to do that. So it's like right up next to my face. It goes limp, and it starts going off right in my ear.
Oh,
And
God,
I
dude.
look up, and the guy's like looking down on me, like holding a knife. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? And then we had to kick him out of the store.
Happens.
You know.
Wait,
And then there's
really?
just like some of the people who, you know how like when you buy a banana, you have to weigh it. There's some like produce items that are like weighed off of like or priced off of the weight.
Off of the weight, yeah.
Yeah.
There are so many, like at least 4 times a day, I'll see some person like scan a tomato, and then they set it aside without weighing it, and then they go to try scanning other items, but it won't let them. So then they stare at the screen, and then they
Oh my
stare at the
God.
screen, and then they stare at the screen, and then they look over at me like, "What the fuck do I do?" So I go, "So, this is a tomato." So you have to put it. So you have to. And I don't know, but if you go over there,
is Elon Musk.
this is a tomato. And if you go over there to where you grab the tomato, it gives you the price per pound, which means you have to wait. And then they look at me. And then they look at me.
Yeah.
And then I set it on the scale, weigh it, and then I set it aside. And then they say, thanks. And then I walk away. So that's like that. So that's generally the lack of problem solving
Oh my God.
that I have to
dude.
deal with. And then,
Ugh.
if you have
Seems
to
about right.
ask any like retail worker this, every store has like those customers. The customers that like you can see and oh Jesus. Like there's this one guy, he's not necessarily like a bad customer. He's just strange.
Mhm.
He always walks around in that exact same stuff, and I can't tell what he's saying. I don't think
Okay.
he's all up there.
Mhm.
Because, I can't say whenever he walks up to me, he starts talking about like this random shit, and I'm like, yeah, wow, and he always walks around in more or less the exact same clothing,
Okay.
Oh.
So, alright.
sweater, a zip up sweater, or a full like winter coat. It depends on like if it's winter or not.
Yeah, the weather.
Right.
Pajama pants and sandals.
Okay.
Sandals do not vary. Footwear does not vary by season.
Okay.
Okay.
So sandals in the middle of fucking winter in
Gotcha.
upstate.
Yeah.
Well,
In
yeah,
upstate New York, it's bold. It's bold.
It's
That is
bold.
It is
I'll
a
give him
bold
that.
choice in the
That's more
Blockwood
bold than like the people you see walking around wearing shorts in the winter.
Oh yeah.
God.
Yeah. No.
Dude,
it's,
like,
it's
I have
incredible.
some fucking respect for Mother Nature. Like, it chose to be this cold and you're still wearing shorts. Fuck you. Show some goddamn
Yeah,
respect. Continue, Robert.
That's one of the recurring customers. Then there's what I like to call the old lady.
Oh god.
I'm fortunate enough to have only had like 3 encounters in my 9-month stint at this store.
At the
Okay. Okay.
This little no mom and pop shot called.
Oh
So-
god.
There's this old elderly black lady. If I had to guess, she would be mid to late 70s.
Mhm.
Alright, she's
Okay.
up there. Yeah.
But every time I talk to her, she says that she's like pushing 120.
Mhm.
Okay.
Well, maybe that's true.
You go,
Maybe
girl.
it's
Yeah,
not.
maybe. Okay, I was
Oh,
gonna say maybe it's
Yeah.
true, and she just aged very, very well.
Yeah, like, Professor has aged like a Greek god. My God.
Yeah, yeah,
He is 71, and the man looks
but-
like he's in his 40s.
yeah. But
Yep.
after these interactions, she definitely has not aged that well.
Oh okay.
Oh.
So, the first time I interacted with her, it was like, let's say a Monday. I just came in and I was helping a lady. Somebody asked me, "Hey, could you grab something for this nice lady?" I was like, yeah, "Sure," because I'm that kind of guy.
Mhm.
Not
Oh,
to
yeah, sure,
not to
okay.
mention
Yeah.
that it's literally my fucking job.
A chivalrous man, of course, yes.
So,
I,
I got-
I do know this about you.
So I go and grab the item, I bring it back, and then she's like, "Oh, I have an Uber. Could you wait for me so you can like help me like load the stuff?" And I was like, "Yes, absolutely, I can do that for you."
Mm.
And so we go over to one of the doors, and she says, "Yeah, they should be here in like 5-10 minutes. Mind you, it's raining. It's it's around that rush time. So we
Right.
wait like for 20 minutes." I was like, "Okay, they got to be here any minute now. The traffic can't be that bad." And then I wait some
Right.
more. She's like, yeah, don't worry. They should be here any minute. I just got off the phone.
I'm sensing a pattern in the way you describe these encounters.
Yes. And then we wait like an extra, after 20 minutes, after that, we wait for like 45 minutes.
After
For
the
this
20
fucking-
minutes?
Yes, for this fucking Uber.
Oh my god. You wait an hour and
Oh my
5
God.
minutes for the Uber in the rain?
Well, no, we were sitting at the door. We were just standing there waiting.
Oh, okay.
Hold
Like
on.
we were in cover.
Who is getting an Uber out in? That doesn't make any sense.
This elderly woman, I guess.
That must be so expensive getting an Uber out in. They charge by mile,
It's about like
Listen,
like-
I've
like a
never done.
$200
Listen, I've never
Uber,
done
like,
Uber.
that's
I've never
amazing.
done Uber. But
I have, and it's expensive.
yeah, I
They
don't
charge
get
you
it.
per mile, and so you have to go short distances. That must have been like $150 Uber right there. That's an immensely expensive Uber.
Yeah.
You
So
said
that-
costs.
Like this entire time, she's like, "Don't worry, they should be here. They should be here shortly." And whenever I asked her to like see, like if I could see the app, she's like, "Yeah, I have the app. She would just completely deflect it.
oh
And
my
then one of
He
my
doesn't have an app.
coworkers-
He doesn't know what Uber is.
I have
is
the
what I mean.
app. I'm the best app user you've ever seen. You've never seen a better Uber app user than me.
Not more Sleepy Joe.
So after well over an hour, one of my coworkers comes over and he's like, "Dude, what the hell's going on?" I was like, "Well, we're waiting for it." She's like, "They should be here any minute." And she's like, he walks up to her, goes, "Hey, ma'am, can I see the Uber app?" She says, and I kid you not, "What's Uber?"
What? Oh my god.
Mm.
What is oh my god.
So what
No.
is happening? I have a
No.
question.
It's so my coworker started to help her. I walk away. Not my problem anymore. The next interaction with her, the exact same. So I'm not gonna go over it.
Yeah.
The third
exact
interaction.
same.
Wait, no, we're going over it. What? She did the same thing again? To you again?
Yeah, just like
And you
a
fell
lot-
for it again?
no, just like a lot shorter.
Okay,
Like this
so
time, like
does
this
she
time, I
think that
actually
Uber
helped her.
is
Like
a
this time, I
public
actually
service?
helped her. Yeah, I guess so. But like the next time I wasn't as stupid. I like helped her like get the Uber app, get her personal information, and then I was like, okay, so for this Uber, you got to put in your card information. She's like, my card.
Uh-huh.
I was like, yes, your
She
card.
don't use cash, does she?
Oh my god.
Next interaction. It's a lot different, I
Mhm.
swear. At least from my standpoint.
So
So-
I'm sorry, Robert. I need to go back. How did she get home the first time?
I don't know. Somebody helped her with. Oh, goodbye. Sam.
While Sam.
Oh, Sam's
Somebody-
gone. Okay.
A different coworker helped her. I'm assuming that she either got Uber or called somebody to come and pick her up. I don't know. I don't care.
Okay.
I'm
Third-
that is
third
amazing
and-
how poor that is. I'm kind of amazed.
Third and last interaction. So I'm at one of the self checkouts. You know, one of the doors in the store locks at 9, so he shut the self checkout over on that side at 9.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm trying to close it. She's like, she wheels in. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. she's like, can you help me? Welcome back, Sam.
Oh, welcome
Hey,
back. What the hell happened to you? Explain yourself.
So I was pulling up Wikipedia pages for my topic. I accidentally closed the tab.
I've done that before. I've done that a couple of times.
Wait, you
Yeah,
closed the
so
tab? Are you
everything's
using Discord as a web browser?
Yeah.
Oh.
What?
Okay, bro.
What?
Oh. You're disgusting. What the fuck is wrong with you?
We
Okay.
can talk about this later. Let's continue
Fine,
Robert's
fine,
story.
fine, let's move on.
So she walks up. She asked me to scan all of her items. No, mind you that this is a self checkout.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Mhm.
if it's okay. Did you say no? By the way, I don't actually know if you're allowed to, but if I was in a situation and she said, "Oh, can you scan my items?" I would tell her, "Yes, absolutely. Why don't you go over there to that checkout counter with the lady?" And
See,
she'll
I
do it."
could, but then they get frustrated, and then it would
Yeah.
become a whole thing. So I'm just.
And,
I
then,
would've
and,
done
then,
that.
and then management has to get involved, and then legal has to get involved because
Yeah,
you've threatened
yeah,
an old black
And
lady,
HR
and
has
then
to do a
that's
thing, and then
Yeah.
they poop their pants, and they gotta go get trained.
yeah.
I get
It's
it.
a whole process. You don't want to.
It is a whole process.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
it's
I scan all of her items. Then she looks at the total, and she's like, "How does that make sense?" And so then I have to, I have to pull out a calculator and point to every individual item and show her how all those items came out to that total.
okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Did she not have the money?
Okay.
It does. I feel like she might not have the money.
Okay,
Maybe
well,
she
yeah,
does.
we're
Maybe
gonna
she's
get to that.
too judgmental.
Maybe she's
No.
spending it all on the Ubers. Maybe that's.
I'm
Yeah,
getting the
maybe.
impression that she doesn't think through her actions all that thoroughly.
So then we get to the payment part.
Okay.
So she has I think we all know about like government like welfare programs.
Mhm.
Yeah,
As
yeah.
far as,
Snap,
like, grocery
whatever
store.
it's called, Snap.
Yeah, like
whatever,
food
Snap
food
program.
stamps, EBT, United Healthcare. So she pulls out her United Healthcare card. She swipes the card, and the way it works is that if there isn't enough money to cover the whole order, it just puts what's on the card towards the total, so that it won't straight up like just deny the card.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
$15. She looks at it, goes, $15? I have more than $15 on this card. And I go, oh, sorry, I can't help you with that. You'd have to look at you'd have to call the number on the back of the card.
Mm-hmm.
Big mistake.
I'm not the government here. That's not what I can do. not
Big mistake. Because then she calls the number on the back of the card, and then she has to go through the robotic customer service to
Oh, good
get
lord.
information on her card.
All while you're trying to close the self checkout.
Yes. Yes. So she calls it. The robot indeed tells her that there's $15 on the card.
Okay.
And she's like, oh, okay.
Ah,
Then she pulls out then she pulls out an EBT card.
oh my god.
EBT card. EBT.
Yeah. Mind you, I moved her transaction from the
Got it.
self-checkout to an actual register
Okay. Yeah.
to do this.
Mhm.
And the way that works is that I have to I have to reverse the United Healthcare payment, and then I have to go back and she has to run it again. And I have to explain to her why I have to run it again. She's also confused.
You gotta reset rules,
yep.
which counts.
Then she has to run the EBT card. Now, the way EBT works is that if it doesn't have enough money on the card to cover what's left in the transaction, is that it'll sort of like decline the card, and then I get a pop-up on my register telling me how much is on the card, so I can run it in as so that I can punch it as like an exact partial payment. So she has to run the card twice. I have to tell her why she has to run the card twice, and it isn't exactly adding up. So we run EBT. It's still not, it's not enough. It's still not enough to cover the whole thing.
All right, well.
And then I'm like, okay, so you owe like whatever, $15. She's like, why do I still owe $15?
Yay.
Then I have to pull out a calculator with her overall total, subtract it by what was taken out of United Healthcare and EBT, and tell her why she still owes $15. I have to explain this 3 times.
Fucking God,
Three
dude.
times. I have to go through this process 3 times.
Somebody needs to get grandma back in the home.
Clearly. This
does
is
make me feel a little bit bad for her, right? Because to me, it sounds like it's clear that she has a tough time living on her own.
Yeah.
And it's clear that to me, it sounds like she might need an aide or perhaps like a family member to be her.
Very, very much
and
so.
it sounds like that's not what she's getting.
Yeah.
So she's like, oh, okay. I still owe $15. She pulls out a credit card.
Oh, no. No! No, dude! Oh my...
I think I can get why she wouldn't do that. I would have gone through all of the benefits first and then do credit, because you got to pay back the credit. You have to pay back the benefits.
Yeah,
doing all of that,
you did it in the most backwards, underhanded way you could do it.
Honestly,
she argued about every total.
Mind you, this entire time she's accusing me of like stealing her money. I'm like, I'm not stealing your money. And then at one point she says, oh, there's a sharp pain in my back. Oh, it's the security cameras giving me heart pains.
Oh my. All right. Well, you have fun living in the modern world where every store in the world has a security camera. You have fun with that.
Then
I feel bad.
I cash her
oh no,
out.
Wi-Fi signals give me cancer. It doesn't. You'd be dead. Wi-Fi everywhere.
So then she finishes paying her stuff. I load up her cart. I was like, all right, you have a good rest of your day. She's like, oh wait, one more thing. Do you know where I can do this? And I go, yes. You can actually do that over at the service desk. Mind you, this is something that I could have done. But I was like, fuck this. It's their issue now.
I gotta get out of here.
Yeah, it happens.
9 p.m. I close the self checkout. I go to break. At this point, it's 9:45.
Jesus Christ.
45 minutes of your life. You're not gonna get those 45 minutes back.
Nor the hour and 5 minutes from previous.
You wanna know what the best part is?
What?
She goes back to the door, and she catches my supervisor coming back from her break, and she's like, "Excuse me, can you help me get an Uber?"
Oh no!
And that concludes the story of the old lady.
That's pretty bad.
The only silver lining is that I was paid for the total of, like, let's just say 2.5 hours of me having to deal with her. I got paid for it.
Nice.
That is a benefit. That is kind of what you gotta think of those moments. You gotta think to yourself, I know this lady is like being really irritating, but remember, I'm being paid to deal with this woman. This is what my job is.
That is true.
I don't know what it is with like it has the same issue, but they like attract all of the unusual people of our world.
They
right?
do.
Like all the normal people, right? All the normal people, they go to Wegmans.
Yeah.
You're 50 and you want to save a buck, you go to Aldi's. Freaks of nature go to Freaks of nature go to I don't understand what they see in because I think it's kind of a gross, disgusting place.
Yes, it is.
Maybe I'm a bit too privileged there. I don't really know.
So the only reason I ever go is because I'm near it. Like I'll have downtime between classes or something, or I'm on the way home. I'll just grab.
They
something
do have
online.
some cheap prices, and I do enjoy those cheap prices. So I do shop. Every time I walk in, I'm like, oh, I should mop more.
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you about the time I used to work at a
Uh-huh.
and I never got anything like that like you had at your work, Robert. Like what you had was truly unique. Truly unique. I worked in grocery at. I don't have this job anymore. This is a long time ago.
Am I gonna have to censor every time you say by the way?
Yes, I'm gonna stop
Okay.
using it because I actually might return to that job in the future because I need some more hours in other places, and my current job isn't gonna give me more hours.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there we
So
go.
I'll give it a new name. It'll be I'll say I went to BJ's. I'll say I worked at BJ's. It's a complete lie. That's okay. Right.
Okay, there you
And
go.
I worked at grocery at BJ's, right? And I had to like stock shelves
Uh-huh.
and whatnot in the grocery department. And well, the first thing is lots of old people shopped at my BJ's. And don't get me wrong, I like old people. I think old people are wonderful people, but they don't quite have the same grasp on the world as we do. Maybe the neurons just starting to get a little bit fried from overuse.
Mm-hmm.
But
Right.
I would say 80% of questions I got from customers was, where was the juice? Where were the crackers?
Oh.
And the really nervous one, do you know what Depends undergarments? Those are the three big ones.
Uh-huh.
And I knew them by
Okay.
heart. I knew them by heart. Juice, aisle 2, second shelf up. Crackers, aisle 6, left side. Depends, not my department. It was simple.
Not my department. Like, nah, I don't have
Every
to worry
so
about
often,
that.
I had to do the phones too while I was there, right? So you get a call, it's like, over the speaker, be like, there's a call on line 2 for grocery, and I have to go to the back and pick it up. And this BJ's was never remodeled since 1992, so we didn't have like an iPad or something. We just had like our brains, and for whatever reason, in my disposition in life, I'm quite good at memorizing things. So I know the whole layout of the store.
Of course, yeah. It's that
Every
autism.
so often, I would get like a call that I had no idea. And one time I got a call from this lady, and she goes, "Okay, I'm looking. My son-in-law is in town, and he's glucose free, and I need to find something that's gluten free. It was gluten free, not glucose. That's sugar.
Oh,
Gluten
right,
free.
okay.
And I gotta find. Do you have gluten free cottage cheese?"
Uh,
And I thought to myself, I'm not sure actually. Let me go check. And I put the phone down. I run out. I have a look. And while I'm walking out there, it occurred to me.
Wait a
Cottage
minute.
cheese is a dairy product.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't contain gluten because it's pretty much just milk.
Uh-huh.
So
Right.
I go back and I go, hey, yeah. It's, I
Oh,
had a
that's
look,
why
and,
you guys were laughing. Oh, that makes sense. Okay. I just laughed along. I had no idea what you people were talking about. I just laughed. I just smiled and laughed and tried to blend in. I get it now.
Yeah. So I go back and I go, oh yeah, hey. So I had a look, and actually it occurred to me that cottage cheese doesn't have gluten in it, so you should be fine to buy whatever brand you want. And she goes, no. I need to be sure that it's gluten free. Do you have one that says gluten free on it?
Oh, my
And I go, well, I don't think we do. And she goes,
That's
"Yeah,
when you
check-
just hold on, is this over the phone?
This is over the phone.
Yeah, that's when you just fucking lie and then it becomes somebody else's issue down the road.
Well, I didn't do that. I think it's because I try to talk myself up, but I am kind of a big softie. So I was like, yeah, I can check that for you. That sounds good. And I run back out of the store and I look around and just feel like one that's just said like allergy free or whatever. And we didn't have one. So I go back and I go, yeah, so it doesn't say it doesn't have any gluten in it because it doesn't have any gluten in it, and it's cottage cheese and it's cheese and cheese doesn't have gluten in it. Why would they put it on the package? She goes, no, I need to be sure. I need to
Oh
be
my
sure.
god.
And like
Motherfucker!
I try to explain to her, it's cottage cheese, mate. It contains cheese.
It's called
and milk.
cheese, mate. It's got no gluten in it.
There's no gluten in this product. It's like putting like wheat free on a packet of eggs. Like there's no need to do this. It's that they don't put it on the package. And she goes,
Right.
"No, I gotta be sure." So I took a Sharpie and I wrote on the container GF. And just left it at the service counter saying, if somebody comes up, ask them for gluten free, you can let her know that I checked with the company, in air quotes, that this is gluten free, and I marked it for her. And I never heard about it again. So presumably she saw that, I was like, yes, and took it.
Oh my god, dude. That
Never went to
Never work at BJ's.
That and my boss believed in aliens, but that's a different story.
Yeah,
I just-
you told us about that one.
Yeah, right. Oh god. Dude.
But yeah, the big
like-
ones were where are crackers, which is aisle 6 on the left side, and where's juice, aisle 2. Those are the big ones. Every single day, you'd be asked that. Yeah, where's the juice? IO2. Where's the crackers? IO6. Where's saltines? IO6. Graham IO6. You just knew it. You knew it by heart.
I don't know, man.
I still know
I'll
it's
tell
not.
you.
That's fucking awesome.
Working in retail has got to be like one of the biggest fucking like it's a perpetual engine of fucking misery. Because you know, if you work at retail, it's easy to hate the customers who are constantly second guessing you. It's like, why don't you just fucking listen to me? I'm trying to help you. I've worked here
for 3 years.
I've worked here for 3 years.
What amazes me is when they accuse you of like doing things that just doesn't make any sense. Like when they tell you, "Oh my god, how are there so many security cameras? It makes my back hurt." It's like, do you understand that I'm a minimum wage worker at this time? Like, do you understand how disconnected I am from any decision about security cameras? What do you think I put those up myself? Why would I do that?
You think I chose cameras that would give you cancer? I what do you want from me?
If I wanted you to die that bad, I'd just fucking shoot you.
This is definitely a personal thing because I am the only person I know who enjoys this. But I enjoyed my time at. It was a really
At BJ's, you mean?
bad job. Sorry, yeah, you can probably just use actually. It's pretty. It's
Oh,
pretty
thank
generic.
God, because if I had to censor all the time you said, I would lose my mind.
Yeah, I probably should start with like Wegmans or something and just make completely.
Also, if you change your mind on that decision after the fact, after I get you the finished episode, I will kill you. He later changed his mind, but that's okay, because that gives me a chance to work on my Morgan Freeman impression.
I really like my job there, right? And I kind of like helping people a lot, and I would find like the weird requests challenging, and I enjoy a challenge like that. You know, there was one time I was there, and some old lady came up to me and asked me if we had like the cannoli rolls, you know, like the rolls used for cannolis, the Italian treat. The shells for it, and I know we have it because I saw it on a pallet 2 weeks prior in the warehouse, but I had no idea where in the store it was. And we spent, and I mean this, like an hour together looking for these cannoli rolls. It was a blast. I learned all about how like her husband came here from Sicily and they were trying to figure things out, and they just retired a couple weeks ago, and she worked at Paychecks for 15 years. And it was great, and I do enjoy that kind of stuff. I do kind of miss it about Tops. I do not miss the working the long hours into the wee hours of the night.
Yeah, no, that's how it was. That's how it was for me when I worked at McDonald's. Like we'd close at 12, and then we'd have to stay for like an hour, sometimes even 2, cleaning up after we closed. Yeah. There was just one night where it was really just me and the closing manager. It was on a weekend, so we didn't even close until 1 a.m. I didn't leave that store until like 3:45, and then I had to go back in at 3 p.m. the next day.
I'm learning how to sew, and it's a bitch because sewing is not easy, and I'm not good at it, but I gotta do it.
Oh God!
The good thing is I'm able to tailor pants now, so like, which is great because I'm quite a small man, and I'm not quite a thin man anymore. I'm a little bit more. So like my pant size is like a 32-28, and they don't exist.
Okay. So
that's a 32 waist, 28 height, and like they don't exist. So I have to tailor all of my pants if I want them to fit me properly. So I'm quite happy I know how to tailor now.
God, there you go.
That's what I get for being quite a small boy. That's what I get for being kind of short.
Yeah.
Should have re-rolled your character.
You should have invested more points into height.
I should have. If I knew about it, I would have drinking more milk as a kid. Speaking of milk, I found a proper email. I'm gonna share my screen with you because I want to write them an email.
Okay.
Them being that podcast we talked before.
Yeah, Milk House. Again,
let me share my
goated name.
Wait, is this some of your input? I'm gonna write them a little email. I could use some of your.
Wait, Dom, is this your topic?
I'll take it as my topic, yeah, because I think we're running out of time here.
Yeah.
Again, if we go over the hour 30 mark, I will kill one of you.
Okay.
And it will be random. So.
Yeah. So can you see my screen?
Could it perhaps not be random since I had such a banger bet?
No.
Oh, God. You laughed more at my bit than any other bet.
All right, can we get one final read through and then send it real quick?
Yeah. This is from Billy McMilklover III Jr. How you doing? I love the show, but unfortunately, I'm lactose and intolerant, so I'm unable to keep listening to it. It gives me bad gas. Would you be so kind to release a soy version of the show? While you're at it, I do like cookies with my milk, so can you send me a box of Cookie Crisps with each show? By the way, how did you build a house out of milk? Last time I tried, I got blacklisted from Food Line, and now I'm in financial debt. I rented a bouncy castle, by the way, for June 8th for the show. It'll be at the AT&T Stadium in Dallas. If you're interested, it'll be a blast. Solid 10 out of 10 cast, peeps. Love it. Billy.
But drop the in front of AT&T. Just so it says it'll be at AT&T Stadium.
Yeah,
Yeah, and also
Yeah,
just-
and that's it. Yeah, that's it.
that's good.
Send it. Ready?
Send it. Send it.
Fire!
Send it.
Steady. 3, 2, 1.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, was the shot heard around the world. The beginning of the Milk House
Yep,
versus
that began.
the Collective
the-
We will get
Stupidity.
back to you within 48 hours.
We're gonna have this next show.
Damn, these guys are diligent.
Let's see. So out of the two topics I have, million dialogue, I need at least 15 minutes for that, so it's not stupid and boring. Kanye West unfortunately that's a 25 hour. That's like a 25 minute.
25 hours.
To go over the full downfall of my friend Kanye.
Sam, 25 hours. My mother wasn't in labor for that long. Of me in 25 hours. You tell me you take that long to talk about Kanye?
There's a lot to talk about.
There's a lot to talk
He
about.
made
including
graduation, Dominic.
Outhouse
I mean, I
story?
have-
What about?
The outhouse story.
Oh yeah, he said he had an outhouse story, so I just put it in there for him. I don't know what he.
This
I don't know what
is
he's talking about.
amazing, but I have an outhouse story too.
Yeah. Yeah, you had
There
to
you
build
go.
one.
Well, it hasn't happened yet. But yeah,
Oh, you have it? Yeah.
it is on my to-do list. I have to build an outhouse for my parents' cabin.
Building a
haven't
outhouse
done that
is a lot harder than it seems. I'll tell you what.
Well, the issue
Yeah,
of
let me
outhouse is the depth of the pit, right? So we have to build an outhouse, right? And you can't just put that somewhere. You got to build a pit underneath it for the
Mhm.
feces to go into.
Yeah, for the poo poo.
Right.
And to my best of research, it has to be like at least 8 feet deep.
Right.
And I can't dig an 8-foot deep hole, so I have to rent or get my neighbors who are farmers or hillbillies. They'll have like a bobcat with a backhoe on it, and they can do it. But I haven't got around to that yet.
Yeah, that's a process. So very briefly, I'll go over the details of the story. So me and my family, we were living off the land. We've attempted this a couple times, we'll attempt it again. But at one point, we were trying to build an
For
outhouse.
clarity, does living off the land means you go homeless for a while, or does it mean you go camping? Very big difference there.
That's a very good question. It's like camping, but preparation for being homeless. If that makes
Okay.
any sense.
It doesn't,
So-
but okay. What do you? What?
Well, yeah. What am I saying? Okay, so the whole idea is eventually we have property. We actually have property out in the country near the lake, and we want to use it. We want to try and turn a homestead out of it.
Oh,
A farm, stuff like that. We want to
That's
grow
nice.
plants. Want to raise animals. Yeah, yeah.
I gotta
We
take
had
that
a couple
on the plane at some
stints.
point. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's great. We had a couple stints with chickens, and I have actually a really funny story about two roosters. One that I absolutely hated, and another I absolutely loved. And I'll get back to you guys about that one. But anyway, one of these times, right? My mom, she came to me and my much stronger younger brother, and she said, "I got a job for you. I need you guys to build an outhouse." And I mean, we were like, "Yeah, okay, that makes sense, because you're all living out here, and you don't really have a place to fucking." Use the bathroom. So obviously you need an outhouse. So I did some research, and I talked to my brother, and I'm like, okay, all we need to do is dig a hole that's 8 feet deep. How hard is that? Two problems.
No idea.
Yes. Digging a hole that's 8 feet deep is hard enough, but it also can't just be 8 feet deep. It also has to be a certain, amount wide. It can't just be
Yes.
straight down a pit, right? Like there has to be some width to it, and we did not lack the tools. And also, and this is the biggest issue, the hole that we were digging, with the land we live, it doesn't take very long to reach the harder clay portions of the ground. Very soon, you start getting to a point where a shovel is just not gonna fucking cut it. A shovel's not gonna cut it. Right? So our hole swiftly became more of like a trapezoid, and it was getting exhausting to work with. And at this point, it's taking us several days, and everybody's getting real antsy, and me and Samson, my younger brother, we're having trouble digging. We can't really do it anymore. And, you know, eventually, like, the family's just like, listen, whatever you got, we'll take it. Just put together something that kind of resembles an outhouse. Make it out of pallets. So we jerry-rigged a structure out of pallets. It was very, you know, we didn't have any kind of like walls to put up to like block the slits. So we kind of just put a tarp over it, and we're like, all right.
Jerry-rigged
Yes.
is never a term I want to hear be used in conjunction with a story about an outhouse. That is not a term
yeah.
I want to be associated with
And you
outhouse.
gotta go, man.
You gotta go. Jerry rig what you gotta jerry rig.
Innovation is propelled by desperation.
We were, yes, oh my god. Because we were desperate, right? We're living out there, we don't got a place to go. But we put together a pretty favorable structure. We put a tarp to protect the privacy of bathroom goers. And we had a decent trapezoid, you know, into the ground, right? And it problem was, you know, it wasn't exactly 8 feet deep. It was closer to like 6 and like a couple inches, but you know,
okay.
whatever. Yeah, you know, not deep at all.
Neither.
But you know, me and Samson, we were feeling pretty proud of ourselves. We're like, hey, we did it. You know, this living off the land stuff, not too hard. The rains came.
Oh no! You didn't
Oh no!
Oh damn!
No.
Oh, yeah.
So the literal shit is about to hit the fan.
It sounds like a Bible story. Like, and then the rains
Was this
came.
pre or post usage of the latrine? Was it poop in it?
Post.
Post.
What's the status? What's the status of the shithole? I need to know.
You were selling in a basic marketplace. Would you describe it as used?
Yes.
Okay.
Very used. And it rained hard for about 5 days. And within that day, we learned the folly of our ways, let me tell you, that you cannot fucking guess what 8 feet deep is. And it cannot be a fucking trapezoid. It needs to be a literal fucking hole. And
What we invented was a shit pond.
yes, we eventually built a shit pond. Is exactly what happened. And you know, the rains came immediately after we built the structure. We had no roof. We had no walls. Rain was literally getting in at all times. And mind you, people still had to use the bathroom. So we were fucking stuck. Let me tell you.
These things happen.
So
do feel
I have
you.
no idea what it looks like. I'm kind of scared to go over there. I have no idea if it's even safe to plant anything over there now. There's a huge chance that we have depreciated the value of that property by a large margin. But, you know, live and learn. Live and learn. And we
So
learned
there's
a
some
lot.
good news and there's some bad news here.
Yeah.
Based on
Yeah,
my limited
let's-
knowledge of land.
Please
You
share.
haven't depreciated the value of your land at all. 'Cause having holes of that is actually really easy to fix, and everybody who
Okay,
buys
yeah.
it won't worry about that. However, do you have a well? Or was it just a field?
Well,
Wait,
we
do you have a
well? We do have a well.
Uh-oh.
Is if your how you put it, if your latrine is like above the well in terms of elevation, you may have some issues in the future. But if it's below that, you'll be fine because water flows downhill along with your fecal matter. It will all go downhill. It's like an our cabin. Our cabin's on the side of a hill, so we're planning to put a latrine at the bottom of it, so it flows away from our well and away from our
That's smart.
water table.
You
Yes.
did
I
that
think it's
though,
like-
right, Samuel? You did that?
Well, we didn't know
Is
to
it something
check.
you thought about when you dug a hole? Or did you put it like next to the well? Because you may have cholera in the future. That is a result. You know, I think what is like 16 million people died in London in the Middle Ages because of this exact thing that they pooped into the drinking water.
Oh
And,
God!
so you get
Yeah,
cholera.
no. I mean, it's not like right next to the fucking well. I'm not a fucking idiot. Fine.
Well,
Well, okay. Yeah, you tried digging a hole for an outhouse, Jacob. Like you know much about this. You're like, wow.
well, I mean,
you know what?
I'm not saying
At least we tried.
I'm not doubting your outhouse building experience. I'm just saying from knowing you in the past, you know, saying you're not an idiot is a bit of a stretch for me. I have two quick notes about that, Sam.
Yeah. Too quick.
I've forgotten the first, so I'm gonna move swiftly on to the second. and we're gonna hope I remember the first.
Okay.
The way you describe the Great Rain, as I'm gonna call it, you sound like a nuclear war survivor huddled around the campfire talking about the good old days before the bombs fell. You sound like fucking Joshua Graham from Fallout. Like you have such profound passion and deep sadness and hatred in your voice.
I survived because the water I
counting
drank
a
was
table
cleaner
of
than the
past,
shit
yeah.
next to it.
Kind of sound a little bit like you're about to say, and then this really old guy, big beard, and a big boat came by and said, "Hey, can I have two of the same animal but of different sex?" By the way, this rain it ain't gonna stop for a while. I get your shoes checked out.
Man, I reckon that it might not stop until you're all dead.
Yeah.
If I had to guess,
It's not a little like that.
If I had to guess, it might not stop until you're all gone.
But my other note, I remembered it now. When was this? Was this like recently? Was this like your Edge stream in which it happened shockingly, uncomfortably close to when I first met you, or was this a well off thing?
Well off. We're thinking like like 2018, 2019.
Okay,
so,
gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I was still. Well, actually, I was about your age. So yeah, there you go. Huh. That sure puts things into perspective.
It sure does. Does that make you feel old now?
Makes me feel better.
Okay.
Better than you in particular.
Okay.
Okay, and you can cut this out, but I do need to know. I'm just curious. Living off the land, does it mean you just like went down there and lived for an extended period of time out of like necessity, or was that more like we went camping for 2 weeks?
More like we went camping. We were trying it out.
I was a bit worried that you like
there.
actually did have your house foreclosed on you and you needed somewhere to go because like, Sam, you deserve more than living in a field. You can live in my basement. I think my parents would be okay with that for a little bit. That ever came down to that. We don't.
I appreciate
you deserve better
that.
than a field with a shithole in it.
It's no a shit trapezoid.
Sorry, shit trapezoid. This is a polygon shithole. It's got sides, it's got corners.
It was honestly like more like a shit isosceles triangle. It was not. We did a really bad job. I'm not.
Is that the title
lie.
of the podcast right there? Shit isosceles triangle. Because I think I'm trying to win it.
Technically, it would be an hour and 40, but because of you fucks, we do not ever start on time at 11. So we're technically at an hour and 30.
20.
It's only an hour and a half.
What?
So we're good. So we got like we're well within my deadline. We got like 5 minutes ish.
And it's also really easy to just trim off the top.
Yeah.
There you go.
Like
there you go.
I can
Wait,
cut.
can I just cut out Robert entirely, just bit by bit, to save some time here?
Yeah, I can do that too. Yeah.
Okay.
That is kind of cool.
I can.
I
Yeah.
kinda like Robert's bit. It was pretty
Let me cut out his whole like 20 to 30 minute bit where everyone was involved, and we'll gut half the show. Yeah, I'll do that just for you, Dom. Yeah, just for you.
Thank you. I like having that kind of respect in this world. Thank you.
Anyways,
God.
Closing statements.
Yeah.
Okay.
Samuel, can I get a closing statement from you?
Yes, closing statement. I'm trying to. It's always a weird one because I like to have my closing statements tie everybody's topics together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Good luck with this one.
Oh, I got one. Okay, listen.
He's got one. Let's hear it.
In the shit isosceles triangle that we call life, right? You may be tempted to live the life of a hermit and live off the land to get away from stupid and annoying people who bug you with just inane shit, right? Because let's be honest, right? People aren't fun. Generally speaking, they're kind of the worst, you know? I mean, Ted Kaczynski wrote a manifesto about the whole thing.
Okay.
Not, people... The point is that before you make a drastic decision about, like living off of the land or, trying to blow up a post office, it really doesn't solve all your problems. And, it might just be kind of extreme. It's sometimes a lot easier to just deal with the old women of the world who just completely forget what the fuck they're doing half the time in the middle of a store. It's just so much easier than the alternative, unless you're made for that. But some people, like myself, are not. And that's my closing statement.
That was deep. That was deep.
That was philosophical. I love that. Robert, how would you hit me with your deep and philosophical closing statement? And if it is neither of those things, we are going to have issues.
Tonight.
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 Tonight, I get philosophical.
Tonight, I make Jacob very mad.
Tonight.
Robert, you there, buddy?
Robert?
It's kind of quiet over there. What's going on? Okay.
I think he's left. I think he got distracted. Hey, don't worry. I can impersonate. I'm gonna impersonate Robert here. All right. I just impersonated for him. Stand by, caller. Ready? Here we go.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, go.
Tonight, I go to a and I say no to a woman.
I say no.
I'm Robert Calhoun, impersonating Jeremy Clarkson.
Except I don't know his name.
Jeremy Clark. Whatever.
Dude,
Yeah, Jeremy Clark.
You gotta take all that out. I don't know what Robert is. That was terrible. That was a terrible. I'm sorry. That was pathetic. That was a terrible.
Where the fuck is he? Where did he go?
Robert.
Oh, I forgot I muted myself. I forgot I muted myself because my mom asked me a question.
Oh!
And my washer is being even louder than it was like 15 minutes ago. So I was like, I feel like Jacob would fucking kill me if he just hears a boom, 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 boom consistently from my mic. So my closing statement. My closing statement.
Yeah.
Don't work at a grocery store. I worked at a grocery store to get out of the food industry. I started working a grocery store to find myself, but all I did was lose myself even further.
Oh, that's good.
That was
deep.
deep.
Philosophical.
That was deep and philosophical. Dominic, can you keep it up? Can we go 3 for 3?
I'm not. Okay.
You will be reprimanded if you can't.
Shit. Philosophical. You know what I didn't do this episode? I did not squeeze in Dom Talks About Zootopia, the corner.
Oh no, what a shame. Anyways, moving on.
And I do have some updates, but they'll have to wait for next time because I guess make more than my closing statement. If you live in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex area and you own a bouncy castle and you are doing nothing on June 8th, call us because I have an activity for you. Involves the AT&T Stadium and milk, which are my two favorite things, AT&T and milk. Let us know. I need your services.
Yeah.
Oh
Get in touch with us. Collective Stupidity Business.
Send us a tweet. I mean, an
gmail.com.
email. Whatever it is that we do.
We actually need a business email.
We have a business. We have a business email.
We do?
He literally just said the business email.
said it, and we've had it since episode 2.
What's a business email?
We've had it since before. Are you guys serious?
Yeah, but what is it?
I've
No,
said it
I
so
knew
many
this.
times. Thank you, Robert.
What is it?
It's
I've known about
collectivestupiditybusiness@gmail.com. I've said it multiple times. I've put it in the video multiple times.
This is how you know they don't watch the fucking show.
Yeah, well, I do listen to the show, but I do not watch it. I usually listen to it when I go on a run or something, and I don't listen to the
Okay, so you don't hear him say.
You don't hear me
"Contact us
say it?"
at-"
No.
Wait, is this
Wait.
an email? Just
Did you say the email?
You're fucking.
I
idiot.
say it. I don't say it all the time, but I've said it before. And if I'm going right now. I'm going right. It's in the description.
Describe before.
It's in the description of every episode. It's in the description of every episode. It's attached to the YouTube channel. I think it might be attached to the Spotify too. It's
all right. Let's Sith control the papacy. I'm looking right now.
Okay. Hold on. I gotta figure out how to.
Also,
use
for the love of
YouTube.
God, can you say papacy correctly? You fuck.
It's
Papacy?
papacy.
It's
yeah.
papacy.
Where's papacy come from?
I don't
What's
know.
wrong with papacy?
It's
That's
wrong.
incorrect.
Is it wrong?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, it just rolls off the tongue better.
It is in the description.
It is in the description, and I'm going to.
Oh, it is in the description.
I'm going to. I think it's.
God damn it.
Yep,
I'm
episode
gonna
2.
email it.
Episode 2, at an hour and 3 minutes and 17 seconds. There it is, collectivestupiditybusiness@gmail.com. There's a red arrow pointing at it, and I even put a drop shadow on it. Fuck all of you. Here's my closing statement. You two need to pay more attention to me from now on, because I swear to God, if I have to keep explaining this shit to you over and over again, like I have to do with the fucking email, with the fucking closing statement order, with the fucking topic order, I'm gonna lose it! Anyways.
And then Sam and Dom proceeded to not learn anything from this and forget details.
This will be an issue next episode.
This will be an issue. And
I wasn't really listening. I was distracted by this YouTube show
Oh
about boxes.
my
fucking
God! I'm gonna kill you!
I do feel kind of bad. I do bully a little bit too much for the show.
No, it's good. It makes good content. But oh my God, I'm gonna lose it.
I'm not sure it's good for your, for your mental health.
Oh, that's already in tatters. Don't worry about that.
Or just your health. Kind of
Already in tatters. You could not do more damage to it if you tried. But
it'll make even better content for the eventual murder-suicide that happens in season 3.
Yeah, it will.